Hi. Hi everybody. Welcome to my channel. Okay, good. For today, I'm going to talk about why I had to stop my bachelor's program in food science and technology. Yes, and quote me right, it's very, very important to, to finish a course in a bachelor's program. A bachelor's program, of course, it's the 3 years after high school that you have to do and then graduate and get your first bachelor's program. Diplomas or graduate studies are those that take 2 to 1 year after high school. But it's the game. It's not actually, it's the game, I would say. It's like when the higher you study, the more you're supposed to earn. Okay, the what we call salary scales and so on. So people who only went up to high school, they earn less than those individuals that went higher. For example, if you earn a diploma program or graduate program, it can be a 1 or 2 year program, or 3 year program after high school. If it's a diploma program, you earn a little bit more than those people who dropped out, who dropped out of school, or people who studied up to high school. So you earn more. But a bachelor's program, if you finish a bachelor's program, for example, here in Europe and also in the US, they've got some certain salary scales. There is a beginning salary that shouldn't be lower than what someone with holding a bachelor's must get at the end of the month. So that makes it a little bit also more inconsistent at the end of the year. So this is what happened to me. Okay, so my first professional life was all about, it's like I finished secondary school or high school, like how we call it in Uganda. It's like I did A levels, O levels. We follow the British kind of system. I was studying to become a doctor. Yes, I didn't become that. It wasn't yet my plan, and I think I have no regrets for now because later I did something in nursing. It was a registered midwifery. And when I came over to Europe, Belgium, I had to study the language and the professional language, professional grammar, because it's not the same. It's not the same. It's like what people speak on the street is not what you have to study in class. Like the anatomy, the professional side or the science side of the language. So I had to study that. I did that. And then I discovered something about myself. I didn't want to work anymore with people, as in doing nursing. I think I had had enough, or maybe my family situation had changed. But I used the same studies, to start from somewhere. They looked at my qualifications before and my experience, and I used to work with children here in Belgium for the last 8 years. Then I decided to go and do something professional, in the child sector. So I went back to school here in Belgium. I redid the secondary school diploma. It's like you get the certificate. Because I didn't, in Uganda back then, in Uganda we don't study French, we don't study Dutch, and these are the official languages in Belgium. So what I had to do, I had to redo the secondary certificate, which had which had to show that I was really fluent, or I would understand French and Dutch, the official languages here in Belgium. I did that and also studied those extra the subjects and so on. Then I did I got a diploma in child care. it's actually child care, but it's like it's from, you can work with children from 3 to 12 years old. So I did that. Then I decided to go back to school later, combining the two. I did business administration because I have this idea. One time I have to be an entrepreneur and so on. So I did that. Those are three diplomas on the side: nursing, childcare, and business administration in Belgium. Okay. So recently I decided to go back to school in September. I started my studies, and I got a very nice bachelor's program in food science and technology, and I passed the in-class and online session program. You have to first qualify for it, especially when it comes to languages. People like us, you just learn a language and then you have to do the academics and then the theories. Sometimes you need the in-class sessions. And those other people that need the online sessions have to do certain exams, or certain assessments to qualify for the online programs for the same bachelor's program. I did good on that. So they gave me the online session. So I would only go to the university for only practicals on Fridays, because I had to work for the 4 days. 4 days, and then Friday would be my practical day. So I did that. Reaching, it was really nice. I loved the practical bit, as in the sense of learning how to make new dishes, especially European dishes. I've got so many European friends. When they would come to visit me at home, and my family, it would be adventure for them. I would take them on a very tropical menu. It will be really something so new to them. And I would keep wondering if they'll really love the food or they'll just go with the rhythm, So what I did, I learned how to make these menus on the European level, very healthy, nice, watermelon, it's their watermelon, what is this word? Their mouth-watering menus. I learned how to make lasagna the proper way, as in you count the calories, the fat, those, I learned to do meals the healthy way. You don't have to throw in so much cheese because it's winter, because I make lasagna for my kids during winter. So it's a winter dish for me. It has to have lots of cheese, lots of meat, lots of, tomatoes, sauce, and, But then I learned how to do things differently. And very, very, like top notch. I learned that from my bachelor's program in food science and technology. I'm so grateful. Professor, thank you. But what I didn't like about it was the eating. Every time we would go to make this practical thing, our practicals in food science and technology class, our professors and lecturers would encourage us to bring our dishes, like boxes to carry the leftovers. And at this time and age, I'm looking at my weight. Maybe my classmates, there were those that are around 20 or something. But I'm taking it a little bit slow on meals. And I didn't find that really okay. Okay, so we would make those dishes, and I'm talking about 3 meal courses, the starter, the main, and the desserts, So you would make them, test them, and then you had to pack the rest of whatever would be left over. And I hated that. And I had to bring all that stuff back home. It was so tasty. It was so tasty. But that wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for a career where I thought I would just go, test things, how many sugars and somewhere, how many carbohydrates and what, and then done. Maybe I can test, but then we make meals for 3 to 4 people, and that means you can't finish it because everybody has their own. So we just taste as in spoons and what, and you can't throw away. So most of the food I had to, and my children, So I didn't like that about it. So, and also the way I was studying was kind of really challenging. For example, we had to do like we would get tests, we would be tested on whatever we were supposed to study, and do those courseworks, do the research, and after doing the research, you had to do some kind of test, and it's computer based, So when I would come back from work and then talk to my children, then I would just grab my laptop, go to the bedroom somewhere quiet on the office, and then it's like try to study. But then we had to hit the deadlines, It's something like there are people who are having these lessons every day during the day when you're working, but then after work you also have to catch up with them, okay? And then you start studying, what they've studied during the day, you do it after work, and then after that you have to do a test, okay? And I was so nervous when it came to the tests because I didn't want to fail. And these are tests that are really just computer based. You wouldn't like, it's like there was no contact person, as in saying, no, may I do this the next day? And we had to beat those deadlines. So I thought there is so much still going on in my life. I shouldn't, rush into this. And guess what I decided? I decided I should leave it. Stop, because it's taking most of my energy, I like it, but it's taking it's too much for me right now. I don't like the food aspect of it. I would like to have, this normal eating, I don't know, something, not this going around, make your dishes, then pack the leftovers. That's too much. Okay, so that's why I decided to stop this. And I think I have to go for something that is more academic, without the practical bit of packing food and what, back home. It's not good for me. It's not good for my schedule. It's not good for my children. It's so food science. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. I'll give you an update on what is coming next in my life. But as for now, I would say, let me take my day off. Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday, and so on. But